It's Bourbon Night. Hello.
Where are we?
We're at the SWEPSON
Guest
Guest House in Louisville, Kentucky. In case you couldn't tell, our background's different.
We're not in our usual spot.
No, we're not. We are on.
The background colors are a little bit the same.
They are a little bit.
The blue and the gold.
Yeah.
There's no bourbon back there.
No.
It's over there. You can't see it.
Yeah,
it's just over there.
It's just off camera.
Don't worry, we brought it.
Yeah. So we're up here in Louisville for a couple of days, and we're staying here at the SWEPSON Guest House.
We've got a few projects we're working on.
Couple things we're gonna do while we're up here.
I don't want to spoil it for you yet.
Bourbon related. Shocker.
Of course, for you. It's all for you.
Yeah. And actually, I guess we should talk about the coupon code that we have here.
Yeah. So
for the SWEPSON.
Again, we are up here at the SWEPSON Guest House in Louisville, Kentucky. I think that it can sleep up to 42 people. It's several different room combinations that you can do. And if you book now through the end of April, then if you use our discount code BourbonNight10, you get 10% off your stay, it's really great. Like the location is nice. It's kind of Highlands adjacent, not far from downtown and the Nulu area. So, but it's also kind of close to, not a far drive from like Churchill Downs. So whether you're coming for Bourbon Trail stuff or Derby stuff, if you're looking for a place to stay, go check it out. The coupon code and the link is all in the description. I'm like, my brain blanked.
Wow,
Where is that? What's that place called? Where we write the things.
You were spinning there for a second.
I was loading.
With the wheel.
Loading.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we're doing up here.
Yeah.
But we've had these bottles of Broken Barrel for a while, and we've been kind of wanting to do the portfolio that we have. So we brought them with us because we were like, oh, this is a good chance for us to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually when I turn around, I'm like, what looks yummy back there? And then
right.
I just
we had to bring the yummy.
Get excited and choose whatever's right in front of my face. So I'm excited to get into these. We actually tried them for the first time last year, I believe, at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We went and had their cast strength at their booth.
Yeah, it was crazy because if you guys remember, we did a video where we went to the craft side of the Bourbon Festival.
Years ago.
Might have been 2 years ago, and we were kind of racing around to try to get interviews.
I'm used to the drink
The
more
glass,
water glasses.
yeah.
Okay, I'll be more delicate.
Yeah, we were racing around trying to get kind of interviews, kind of elevator pitches of everyone out there. And even though I think we went to the Broken Barrel booth first and we tried their stuff, and then we had the idea, hey, we should go around and do
all the craft stuff.
So we actually didn't get them on camera, and that always bugged me. So I'm glad that we have their stuff that we can kind of make up for that.
Yeah.
That we're doing here. So we have 6 bottles.
That's a lot to get through.
And it actually would have been 7, but one of them was damaged.
It would have been 7 or 8
in shipping.
Yeah, their newest, their Americana, they were sharing with us, but it was damaged in shipping, and so we don't get to talk about that one with you tonight, but maybe it'll come soon, and then we can update you on a future live.
Yeah, so we're sort of going to go in proof order here. We're going to start with the California Oak, which is 88 proof. We're not going to go completely in order because there is a rye at 105 proof, and then there is a maple Mizunura. Now that one's actually on loan from Swan, so I don't know if Swan is here tonight, but thank you to Swan. He said that one, since it's a maple Mizunara, he was like, you might want to save that till the last because it is pretty powerful. So we're going to save it the last. And then there's a couple, we have an American single malt whiskey at 122.6.
And then the cast strength at 115.
Cast strength at 115,
Yeah.
So we'll jump around a little bit. We are going to start with Broken Barrel's California Oak, which is 88 proof. And I think I got some info if you want to pour this up here, Sarah.
I will. Well, before you read the info about this bottle, I think kind of the cool thing that I thought about the brand was the way that they do it is they age their stuff, I believe, for a minimum of 2 years, and then they add staves from broken barrels to impart other wood flavors, which kind of reminds me of like the Maker's Mark wood finishing series or their private selection type of deal where they have different profiles and you can choose. Yeah. Now with these, I guess they choose for you to get the flavor profiles of each, release.
Right.
Tell us about this one.
Sure. So, okay, this is the California Oak. A bottle of this would cost you around $35. It's an 88 proof Kentucky straight bourbon meets a California Central Coast using Cabernet Sauvignon barrels as a prominent oak finish. Then they give some tasting notes, but we're gonna do that for our
I
own.
want to do my own tasting notes.
So they do a mash bill and an oak bill. So the mash bill is
I could tell
what
you.
the bourbon is, the mash bill of the bourbon, and then the oak bill are those broken barrels, the staves that they impart there.
I've got that info right here.
Okay.
I know you have it too.
Go ahead.
The mash bill is 70% corn, 21% rye, and 9% malted barley. The oak bill, trademarked, is 80% Central Coast Cabernet staves, like you said, and 20% new French oak. I do love some French oak.
Okay, there you go. Also, want to say that since we are on location, we don't have the big monitor, so it's just the laptop. It's going to be a little bit harder to see your all's
We can see your comments, but they're
Comments.
a little bit smaller.
a little bit smaller than usual.
I can see names and pictures from over here, but
Yeah.
I would have to, I can read it if I go like this.
So yeah, you might have to at us if you have a question about this stuff.
And
or
we'll do our best to get to them.
any of that jazz. And if we miss something really important, if the mods could
Just
help keep
reach
us
through
honest.
the screen and...
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
I get a little bit of fruity cherry cordial through the nose, but it's not super strong. I think that's coming from the cab.
There we go.
And I can see a French oak influence, but again, neither of them are really strong. And it still smells light. Even though I can get all that, it's not super intense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's a syrupy sweetness to it there, but yeah, it's also pretty delicate, and part of it's probably because of that 88 proof.
Makes sense.
But let's dive in.
You know what we don't
To
have,
your
Chad?
health.
To your health.
The cowbell.
We don't have the cowbell or the triangle. Well, I'll just do water crunch. Do you like that?
Yeah. Because we do have our first super chat of
We
the
do.
evening that we can see.
We might just
way
have
up
to do
there.
sound effects for this one.
I don't know why it's up there. What's this thing?
I don't know if they can see that. Can you see that?
Well, they can see this.
Viewer, can you see that?
From Michelle Martin, she says, and also this is smaller, so we're enjoying the 64 bourbons under $100. So far, we have 2 broken brackets, but not doing too bad. Cheers.
Yay!
Well, thank you, Michelle. We will cheers you with that.
That makes me so excited that you did that. I love that people are playing along at home.
Our bracket, I mean, we've filmed further, so we know more than what's been released, but we've got more than 2
Oh, more than 2.
busted brackets.
But I want it to go that way. Otherwise, it's
Right,
boring. What's
yeah.
the point of doing it?
It can't all be paper. And from Joey Tony Bacadona, it says, "Hello, drinking buds. I have 2 questions, if I may. Are you going to the Bastards Ball?
One. You can only
And
get one.
What is coming soon for barrel picks? RD1? Question mark.
Bastards Ball is, I believe, the weekend of October 6th. Also my birthday. Also the same weekend that we are already signed up to do Bourbon on the Banks. I believe it's the same weekend.
Oh man, that's a triple booked weekend.
And it's also the same weekend as the St. Louis Society Bourbon Festival, or the St. Louis Bourbon Festival,
Yeah.
which we sadly also had to decline because it's the same weekend. So Bourbon on the Banks is local to us, and we take the whole, basically a moving van full of stuff to do that. So I believe that that's what we will be doing this year. So no Bastards Ball for us.
Right,
If it is those dates this year, I think that's what it was.
We committed to Bourbon on the Banks before any of these others.
Yeah,
came
and usually
up,
they're
so
kind of spread out, but it was all on the
kinda
same weekend
just
this year.
all on the right.
Barrel pick stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a great question. I want to tell you to watch your Patreon page tomorrow.
Tomorrow there will
Watch
be an announcement.
out on Patreon.
Not of a.
tomorrow.
I'll just say not of a pick
Not to
coming, but
Okay.
a pick.
Just watch out
Just watch out. You watch out.
tomorrow. See you there. I don't know. I might post it tonight with half the info because I'm just so excited.
True.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay, this is nice and light. 88 proof. It doesn't. What's surprising? And yeah, you were right, Sarah. You were talking about the age. It says here in their, I guess you'd call this a press release. Once Broken Barrel whiskey ages for a minimum of 2 years, so it can be longer. Barrels are carefully selected, dumped, and batched into a large tank. The broken barrel staves from multiple different kinds of casks are then added to further age and finish the whiskey. While most whiskey enthusiasts are familiar with the mash bill, or a combination of grain used, Benham, that's a person's last name. I would guess that's Benham. Coined the term oak bill to denote the combination of barrel staves from different types. This is also on a phone and it's very small, of barrels used in each expression as listed on every bottle. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, have you tasted it?
Yeah, I've tasted. I have like 3
Oh,
sips.
you had?
Yeah. You haven't?
Up front, I think it drinks about, I would say, 88, 90 proof, very fair for this. I do get the Cabernet influence, maybe slightly more than the French oak, but also according to the oak bill, that makes a lot of sense because it's 80-20. It's light though. Again, I like that neither of them are super over the top. However, on the finish, there's this note that I can't quite put my finger on.
C sharp.
Maybe. Are you getting that? And it hangs out on the finish. I'm trying to place it.
Like a... yeah, it's sort of a berry fruit combo. That's how I would best describe it. Yeah.
I'm into everything except for this note, which I can't quite figure out what it is. So I'm excited to go up in proof because I'm wondering if that will still be there or if just the addition of water is bringing that out. I want to find out.
Okay.
I want to find a word to describe this. Honestly, it reminds me of some notes that I get in Scotch, like really peaty Scotch. And I don't know if it's like medicinal, but it's kind of strange. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to describe it. I'm struggling with my words right now.
There you go.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'm still just wondering how this gentleman's last name is pronounced.
I think it's like Benheim.
Benheim. I would think, yeah, Benheim, like Bernheim.
Maybe. I don't know.
But Benheim.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're watching and we mispronounced your
apologies.
name. Oh, he drank it all.
And also 30.
I'm going to save this. I want to come back to it because we did just open it.
That would've been
I want to
smart.
let it set for a bit and see if that note changes into something, if I
Yeah.
can put my finger on it later.
Well, we can't do that for all of them because
Well,
of
I'm
the
just gonna save this
glasses. Okay. What was I going to say?
I'll put it right there.
I was going to say something really important.
You're going to say, here's the next bottle.
Yeah, that was probably it. Oh, I was going to say $35.
Oh.
Also, I like that part about it.
You did say that.
Yeah, $35. Not bad. Bad at all. So now we go up in proof to 95. This is their small batch,
Yes.
which is Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished with broken barrel staves. That doesn't tell you much, but there's more.
There's more.
Mash bill, 70 corn, 21 rye, 9 malted barley. Was that the same on this one? Yeah. So same mash bill as that guy. Different oak bill. 40% is ex-bourbon barrels. 40% are new French oak barrels. And 20% is a sherry cask oak.
This one also $35.
Oh.
Yes.
Whoa. Pause for cork pop.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the build-up.
Twas.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
I'm like, that's a lot of glugs.
Glug, 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 glug. Okay.
I'm still recovering from the New Orleans Bourbon Festival last week. Oh,
Yeah, by the way.
Nice to see you again after we were gone for the New Orleans Bourbon Festival.
That's right, yeah.
Gotta say, we've done a lot of speaking sessions, and I've really enjoyed all of them. I feel like I have not more fun every time, but I feel like I get more comfortable and then am therefore more engaging with the audience. Like, not engaging myself, but like I can engage more. And I really felt like the 2 sessions that we did while we were there were 2 of our best because I just, like, normally I feel a little bit of nerves before. The last time I really felt them was at Bourbon and Beyond.
Right.
I'm just nervous as a person. But then this time I didn't feel nervous at all. And I don't know if it's because we knew so many people that were in the sessions, which is one thing that I love about the New Orleans Bourbon Festival, or if I'm just like used to it now. But I thought it was great. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I looked forward to doing it, and I'm excited to do the next one whenever it may be.
Both of the sessions were sold out. There was actually a waiting list.
Well, the first one sold out, so they added the second one.
Right.
And then for the second one, it also got full, and so I asked them, could they bring in more tables and chairs?
Right. So we
they
expanded
did.
that one a little bit.
I was like, we have the bourbon.
So
I
everyone
have
could get
tasting
in.
mats. We
Yeah,
have cups.
exactly.
There's people. Why can't we? Let's do it.
Have tasting mats, have cups. We'll travel.
I think they thought that we didn't want to host that many people, which I do like to keep them small because I like to talk.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
talk to people and make them feel like, we actually got to spend some time together. But if you're going to have 50, why not have 60?
If we're going to have 60, why not have 70?
Maybe 70. But 75 is where I draw the line.
Oh, that would be
That's
ridiculous.
too many. That's just
Yeah.
outrageous. Okay.
So again, small batch, 95 proof. Yes. Oh, this one's got honey. A little bit of honey on there.
Yeah. I can smell a little bit of the sherry.
Yeah.
But it's light. Again, it's like honey,
it?
berry, vanilla.
Ex-bourbon, French oak, and
Mm.
sherry.
It's nice. Again, light, delicate, pretty easy.
Yeah.
A little bit more spice characteristics with this one. Higher proof definitely showing up.
Yeah, we're only talking 7 points, but
But
yeah,
I think you get a little bit of spice. And I don't know if it's, again, it can be the mash bill. They're the same. So it's either the proof or the oak bill. And I think the combination of the increase in proof and then maybe those, different oak bill
yeah.
staves. And I'm not getting that note on the finish that I wasn't into on the first one. Which
Yeah,
was the
it's a different-
California oak?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a different ball game here. 3 different barrels.
Texturally, I think these are nice.
I agree.
They just like roll over
yeah.
your mouth.
Yeah. Let's get caught up on some super chats here.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even know we had any. I couldn't.
Yes.
I'm like,
Sean
hello.
Dobbin says, you guys should make a pit stop in Simpsonville sometimes. Currently having a cigar and some Rebel 10 year in my cozy IBN hoodie.
Oh.
Cheers. Thank you, Sean. And we should. Yeah, we drive by it.
so will we all will we share the hoodie or how will it work?
Hope it's a
like
big
you
hoodie.
take one arm and Chad takes the other. I'll just stay out of it. It's fine. I'll let you guys have your moment.
James Wolverton.
James Wolverton.
With the super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Can't believe it's been 4 years since I was lucky enough to join you two on the Knob Creek pick. That anniversary was yesterday.
Oh,
Fun times,
that's right.
great company, and incredible bourbon.
A
Yes,
Match Made in
James.
Heaven was 4 years ago yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. April Fools is when we picked it. It was James Wolverton, us, and Takupa.
Chad, we really missed an opportunity. Maybe I shouldn't tell them this because we could do it next year. But I was online yesterday and seeing a lot of like April Fool's posts, but some of them actually got me like before I realized what day it was. Local places who have like favorite menu items were saying like, oh, we're really sorry to have to say that we're taking this off the menu, or like this free thing that we give you at your table, we're
Right.
not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, we should have been like, because we've hit, this milestone recently, we've taken a step back as a channel and realized that we really want to go in the direction of reviewing. It could have been any beers, wine, vodka, gin, I don't know, tequila.
Yeah, vodka.
Which is all fine to do all of that stuff. But to like say that we as a channel are going to go in another direction, I was like, we missed an opportunity to like,
Yeah.
then I was like, that's mean.
That's kind of also low-hanging fruit,
You
right?
think so? You don't think it's
We're
cute?
no longer, it's bourbon night, now it's vodka night. Like,
Everyone would know. They would
Yeah,
see that one.
yeah,
It would have to be
I'd see it.
believable.
sure, yeah. But good timing with the 100K milestone. That would
It would have.
That would have
That's
made
what I
it
mean. Like you
more
would have
believable.
thought about it for a second.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because we've gotten here, we're gonna take a step back and we're gonna reassess our direction. Like,
No, I like it. And Joseph Brazo. What I learned in NOLA, Danny Bardstown has the softest hands I've ever shaken.
oh,
He's got,
he just lights up a room.
yeah, he does.
He really just does.
Great guy.
And that's all I'm permitted to say on it.
Oh, under the wire here, before we did our cheers, that is. Scott Pigsley with Super Chats, our mod supreme
Thank
over
you.
here. Not gonna lie, I also needed last week off. Tracking a giveaway with 56 Super Chats in 5 minutes was a lot. Only kidding, it was worth it. Cheers. Yes. Thank you again,
That was
Scott.
wild.
Yeah.
That was such a crazy,
That was
like,
yeah.
biggest live ever, which as it should be.
Right.
It should be our biggest live
biggest
ever.
live ever.
Yes.
And it was. For those super chats, we thank you. It's probably like right in the mic's
It's been
area.
I also feel like so much has happened since that live stream. I think I gave
in-
Scott a
been to New
present
Orleans and
for
back.
doing it.
I know we talked about it. I don't know.
We
if-
talked
if
about
we
it. I think I did.
Followed through with that.
I'm pretty
so
sure I did because I crossed it off my list.
Scott on the back
So
end.
Scott,
Let us know if we didn't
I
fulfill that.
didn't give you a present for helping, please let me know. Because in my mind, I did it, but maybe we just talked about it.
It's for Loco Night.
Okay. It's for Loco Night. I like that.
Yes. So I like this one. I like the up and proof. I like the more complexity with the different barrels that have been broken down. Me personally, I'm glad we're gonna keep going.
glad we're going up.
in proof. So the next one would have been Americana. That's 100 proof, but it got damaged in transport from the company.
These things happen.
So we don't have it now, but if and we do get it,
We'll tell you about it.
yeah, we'll tell you about it.
I like this one. It's pretty classic caramel with some honey, and there is some spice and a little bit of little pop of
Little pop of.
little pop of spice, little
Pop of
little
spice.
dash of
Little
heat,
pop of
and I
Smurf.
like that. Whatever, like I said, whatever that note was on the last one that I couldn't quite put my finger on at the finish that I wasn't in love with. I don't know if that was coming from the oak bill. I don't think it was the mash bill. It may have been the proof, but I'm gonna say I think it might have been the oak bill.
I think the oak bill.
Which is strange because I love French oak and I like cab finishes, so it doesn't really make sense. But I'll revisit it again later.
Yeah, you still got it there.
So far, this is now the one to beat. It's the second one. So the first one was the one to beat at first.
Agreed. The first and the one to beat. Now, proof-wise, we would go to this 105. It is a rye whiskey, and typically we save those to the end just because they're so different, especially because the mash bill is a 95.5.
95.5. And I also think
Yeah.
that when it comes to rye, proof is a lot more challenging to guess because you're also dealing with spice. And so it can feel like lower proof rye can sometimes come across as higher proof in your perception. So what's up?
Same oak bill as a small batch.
Oh, fun.
Different
But you
mash
still
bill,
wanna
of
save
course.
it.
Yeah, I want to save that. We're also saving the 99 proof maple Mizunara because, I mean, let me just get
Because it's maple.
a nose on this
And
guy.
Mizunara. Mizunara?
Yep.
Mizunara.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
We will say that to
That
the
is
end.
that's dessert.
And the only reason why we say that is because,
It smells like maple pecan.
yeah, it's such a strong flavor that
It might impact our palate.
influence these others. So we're like, save the most impactful profile to the end.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Which means
On to the next one, as Chad likes to say. Oh.
cast strength.
On to the next one.
On to the next one. Yes.
Don't mind if I do.
Go for it. This is cast strength?
Well, maybe. I might. If I can. Okay. There we go. Oh, I got to splash myself a little bit.
You're
I'm in the splash zone.
You're in the first one row.
You beat me to it.
Suggested retail price, I guess, on this one is $45. Yeah.
For a 115 cast strength.
It says an unapologetically big bourbon at 115 proof with, well, again, that's notes. We don't want
the notes.
for ourselves. Mash bill. It's the
Same.
yeah.
70, 21, 9 corn, rye, malted barley.
Yep.
With a oak bill of 40% ex-bourbon barrels, 40% new French oak, and 20% sherry.
That's the same
So
as
same.
the last. Yeah,
Which I
the
liked
last
that,
one.
so I feel like I'm gonna like it also at 115.
If you guys are into awards, it says
That's what
here.
you're into.
That's what you're into.
It's business time, Chad.
Let's see. Got a gold medal in 2022. That was last year, Sarah, at the San Francisco World Spirits
was last
Competition. Tasting panel 2022, 94 points, and the Ultimate Spirit Competition of 22, 93 points. So, how many points will Chad and Sarah give it?
It's got a floral.
Well, let's find out next week. No, right now.
It has,
Oh, that's
Milk chocolate and
interesting.
floral.
Yeah.
which I thought it would just be the honey caramel.
Whoa.
Nope, it went right back in.
Good.
I thought it was just the honey caramel of this one.
That's like
But
walking
turned up.
through a meadow.
It is very meadow.
Dang, like
But
for real,
also with-
outside, like
Yeah, chocolates.
with chocolates.
Ooh, I got
Oh.
too close.
Okay.
I did it. Well,
You're opening
My
a
allergies are-
wrapper with a chocolate while you're walking
through-
outside
yeah.
through a meadow. Okay, I get
I'm
that.
thinking like specifically those like little Dove chocolates that come with the aluminum wrapper.
So
thing.
milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
Yeah, this is a pretty unique nose. I don't think I've gotten this on too many other whiskeys before.
Woo! Woo! The zip.
Tangy zip, but it's not Miracle Whip. I like that proof.
A little bit of coffee, espresso, cocoa, chocolate.
Oh, for
spice,
sure on
like
the finish.
I don't even know if it's pepper spice, more of like a chili spice. Hot, spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back. Now that
Yeah,
I'm
this is the one.
acclimated.
This is definitely the one that we had at the Bourbon Festival. Yeah, I remember liking this one.
I like the flavors. It's feeling like after on the finish, I'm having this like, which I like heat, but I'm thinking that for me right now, the 95 proof was actually striking the best balance of all the things. I mean, this is still like it is like
That
I think
might
spicy
be-
food hot hanging around.
That might be true, but I'm really appreciating the hug on this one. By the way, Scott said you must have just talked about it, but not necessary. Speaking of Mizunura, will you be reviewing the new Four Gates that just dropped? I hear Kelvin Collaboration 5 is the best yet. Yes, we will, Scott. Yes, we will.
I'm gonna add it to the list. It is necessary. I insist.
Yeah, Michelle Martin's saying the 115 is one that they have, and they love it.
Oh, I'm so terrible. Usually, I must have deleted it on accident. I keep everything on a notes app on my phone, and if one time I thought I lost it, and I actually started to tear up because I was like, "Wait, that's my whole life. What will I do?"
Mm-hmm.
He witnessed it. It was probably
Yeah.
ugly. It was probably an ugly thing to see.
I think you just need to get more used to this one. That third sip, it's tasting completely right.
The heat, that initial, this one actually, if you like Texas, high proof Texas stuff, I feel like this is coming across more in that range to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get us wrong. We're not saying this is like a Texas profile.
No, but I'm just saying like the way that the heat presents
Right, uh-huh.
reminds me of that,
Yes, I could see that. I think it might be
of
because
a similar experience.
I am no expert, but I might attribute it to being the younger, possibly younger whiskey in here. Mm-hmm. That might, if it were older, it would probably cool that a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably true. I definitely think that that's true. But also, they don't say how long that they rest for with the staves, so we don't actually know. We know that it's at least 2 years before they rested in this with the staves, but
Yeah.
we don't know how old it is.
Me,
I mean, for 2 years,
I'm here
cask
for
strength,
it.
It's for $45.
For 45
you know,
bucks, yeah.
it's definitely impressive and it's a statement for the brand. As with all things, I want to know what it's going to taste like when it's older. But that's what everybody says. I want to add just a little bit of water.
That's what she said about the 20-year-old.
Oh, jeez.
I want to know what it tastes like at 22.
Oh. But that's what I'm saying. If you give me the option to go a little bit more, I just want to know. I'm just curious.
Sarah, who has an oak threshold.
My mind is always going to be curious as to like, well, what if you did this? Well, what if you
Sure.
did that?
I mean, I'll play along.
I just want a little. That was even too much. Because I feel like if I like the 95,
jeez.
then I'm going to maybe just a touch of water with this might make it just right. Goldilocks it, you know.
Goldilocks it. Let's see.
I'm too ready for the weather to decide what it wants to do. My ears hurt.
No kidding. It was started out 70 yesterday,
Yesterday.
and then it got
40s.
40s and just
By the end of the day,
very
it was
schizophrenic.
so windy. And tomorrow here it's supposed to be or Wednesday it's supposed to be 80.
Now, see, that just reminds me closer to the small batch 95 proof. Now, I also probably put a little too much water in here for
No,
a little bit I had left.
This is, yep.
Perfect.
This is.
This is? Use your words. Mm-hmm. This is.
Just right. Yep. That's what it needed. It just needed a little bit of water.
2 means yes, 1 means no.
It helped to take down that extra spice and that heat that was kind of taking over the finish. Like, it was hard to experience the finish because it was just like coming through with the heat. It gave me more of that balance that I really liked from the 95 the 95 proof small batch.
Small batch, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and I literally put in this like the tiny part of the inside of this cap, which is an official measurement. I'm gonna say that's about 5 drops of water, but it could be 7 into this little.
Could be 7.
Glencairn, I mean, I barely put any water in, but I feel like that's really all it needed for me.
I keep looking at the monitor and the laptop, and I'm like, I feel like we're watching Stuff and Whiskey. I feel like this is like more similar to their setup.
Such nice folks.
I'm like, wait, no, that's
such
us.
sweeties.
That's us. Yeah, we got to meet them for the first time at Whiskey Weekend,
Yes.
Batch 5.
We all
which
got
was
to hang out.
only like 3-4 weeks
This
ago.
is what I'm saying. We've been traveling so much lately that
Yeah.
I'm like, did I actually do that? Or did I just think about doing that?
Yeah,
or
we
did I
haven't even-
dream about doing that?
We haven't even talked really about Whiskey Weekend because when we got back from that, it was the 100K,
And then it was New Orleans.
and then it was New Orleans.
And now we're here.
We took that Sunday off because
I'm
we were
sleepy.
driving back, so
Yeah.
it was a week later, but then that was the big Donnybrook of the 100K live, and then New Orleans, now back here. Yeah, so we haven't even talked about Whiskey Weekend.
We haven't even talked about. We have a super chat.
We sure do. It's from Kevin Weber. He says, received the 100K coin. It's really cool looking. Thank you.
Yay.
Awesome. Glad you
He
liked
was
it,
one of
Kevin.
our winners from
Yeah,
our Scott Pigsley sponsored giveaway for super chats.
I think, we still got it here. I can toss it up on
Oh, look at you.
screen.
Look at you doing that.
Yeah.
They are on the site now.
That's the artistic rendering. We finally have them in person. I can't remember if the picture's been updated.
It has.
Okay. Of the real.
it has.
Of the real coin, but they look exactly like that.
Just real in person.
Just
you
real.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the link for that is in the description as well if you're interested. They
Oh,
also
yeah.
serve as
New
a
merch.
little hat for your whiskey.
Yep.
Or if you need a coin
Trap
to,
the nose.
if you need a coin to flip on the regular and want something fancy.
Or if you want to challenge your friends out at a bar to see who pays the round.
Chad won't do it if you, as Joseph Brazo found out.
No, he got. I said.
You did say.
He said,
you did
"Nah,
say.
I'm
He
just
said.
kidding."
I know, because he's sweet.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
You coulda
You
had it,
him.
Joseph.
Coulda
You blew
done
your
it.
chance. Never again will I be caught without one.
That's not true. You
No,
def-
that's not
Where's
true.
yours right now?
Well, you gonna challenge me?
What if I did?
And what in here could I buy?
In these leggings, I don't have. No, you're good.
Well, we can. Okay.
Let's go
just-
rye
well,
and then the single malt.
Let's show the people. Let's
Okay.
show the people.
Show them. Why have you been hiding it from them this whole time?
So you already saw the rye.
Right, which we're
105 proof, 95.5 rye.
Yes.
And then we have Luciferous.
Luciferous.
Luciferish.
Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Something.
Oosh. 122.6 proof.
A single American single malt.
So its mash bill is 100% malted barley. Hello, Scotch.
Woo.
But it's not Scotch. But barley. The oak bill is 80% ex Amaro casks and 20% French oak. I don't know what to think
I
about
don't know what
this
to
one.
expect with that one. That one's going to be a surprise. I think we should do the rye first.
Oh, have these age statements been on all of them?
Have they?
I don't know.
No.
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 No. No. No. Okay, this is the only one that says
Okay.
aged 36 months single barrel on the Luciferish.
Let's revisit our rules, though. It says, okay, wait. It says straight bourbon and straight rye. So we know there are at least two. right? But we knew that already.
We already knew that.
But isn't it, if it's under 4, they have to put the age statement?
That is the law, folks.
That's the law.
Well, look everywhere.
I don't tell. Is that true? I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
If it is less than 4 years old.
Okay, so here it says, aged a minimum of 2 years in new charred oak, aged a minimum of 30 days with barrel saves. But it doesn't say more than that. And I get why you would make the language that
And that
loose.
was on the neck?
On the neck. I get why you would make the language that loose so that you don't have to update it every single time for every single bottle.
Yes. Nothing on the neck here. Just says barrel aged with barrel staves. So I'm looking. This one might be 4 years because of the absence of an age statement.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure. So.
Oh, and that Benheim, Mr. Benheim person is Seth. I just see here. So,
Oh,
Seth,
great.
sorry for butchering your name.
Terrible. He did a terrible job.
I did.
All right, well, let's move on.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, that's just bottle year. All right. So what do we decide on?
We're going to
The
do
rye?
the rye first.
Okay.
Because I feel like the single malt with the 100% malted barley mash bill with also the
Yeah.
Amaro, like either one
I
of these is
agree.
going to change our palate.
This is
so
105 proof, so
let's
it's not
go
like
with
it's
the
a,
lower proof.
a barrel proof rye whiskey or anything
Yeah.
like that. But who out there has had Broken Barrel before or even seen it in your area?
Anybody heard of it, seen it?
Yeah.
We've seen them at a lot of festivals, so if you see them at a festival, I would recommend trying it first.
Yeah.
See, because, you know, they got a lot of products, so give it a shot, see what you think.
I don't know how long I've been able to do that, but
I wish you hadn't have found out that you could do that.
I think it's probably an update
Maybe.
of
Oh,
the
geez.
software. But
Okay.
yes, thank you, Scott. Oh, we have another super chat here, the Bourbon Shop with Keith, with a super chat. Thank
The
you
Bourbon
much.
Shop with Keith.
Bourbon
Thank
Shop with
you.
Keith. Appreciate that. We'll give you a ding. Yeah.
I like this. This nose is nice.
Barrel Proof EDC is saying the black bottle is 6 years, I believe. The store pick from Liquor Barn I have says so.
They do store picks. Interesting.
Very. That means we need to get one.
For the price, right? For the price and to do the store pick. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. And the proof, maybe. I would explore this option. I never like to say yes to doing a store pick until I have a store pick for sure from a distillery that I like, and then I'm like, okay, I see what they can be, and so yes, I'm on board. This is nice. I like this.
Please welcome to the chat, Hot Toddy.
Hot toddy.
Yeah, this is a nice 95.5, but then the finish, which we found, we really like finish 95.5s.
I really
because,
do.
you know, sometimes you're just in that mood, especially in the colder months, for that effervescence, that winter mint, even sometimes a little bit of dill. But other times you're not. And
The finish is kind of just
you want it kind of
polish it,
quelled.
yeah.
So, yeah, it kind of quells it down, and it's sort of like a best of both worlds. It doesn't taste like a barely legal rye, like so it doesn't taste like a bourbon. It still
Yeah.
tastes like a rye, but it's sort of...
I just think it's two things that are just meant to work together, right?
Yeah,
Like ryes and finishes.
For
Like
sure.
95.5 ryes.
Yeah.
You already told him the oak bill?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We do have another super chat. Oh, from Thrasher.
Thrasher.
That's what I said. Thrasher, who we have met.
Yes.
And,
Who came to our sessions in New
yes,
Orleans.
absolutely.
And our meetup.
With super chat says, "Hey Chad and Sarah, thanks for the flights."
No problem.
There we go.
Our pleasure.
New Orleans Film Festival.
May I also get you a chicken sandwich?
I enjoyed meeting you over the Nala Bourbon Fest. Same here.
It was great.
Yeah, it's
I
great to
love
meet
seeing
you.
people at those. It's such a good time. Yeah, you definitely still get that 95.5. Okay. This one has like brownie edges undertones, but with that 95.5 lightly minty. What is it? I don't know. The like traditional 95.5 rye layer on top of it, but underneath it, it's brownie edges.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Chad doesn't agree, but that's fine.
No, I just wanted to drink it. Oh. Hey, that's a lot more like hot toddy tasting. not the man, the drink, where it's got a lot of honey in there.
Okay. What? You laughing at what you said?
Yeah, you don't seem to believe me.
I believe you.
Okay.
That's not what
I don't know. He was like, okay.
That was not what I was using my eyes to comment on.
Okay. Did I miss something?
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh.
It's fine.
Yeah. But do you agree?
There's a definite honey note.
Yeah. And that rye, it just sort of tastes like a nice hot toddy.
It does have that. It still has, like, again, the, like, minty that I like. I think this one and the cast strength the cast strength asterisk a few drops of water are my two to beat. I like this one. It's definitely a different direction.
I like this one a lot.
The only thing I would say is, again, it's just bringing a little more heat than I would prefer towards the finish. But just
We're on different
just
heat levels
barely.
tonight. Yeah.
If I could tinker. But again, I think, like, back to what you were saying, like, if we saw these be maybe just a hair older, that would go away. I think the quality's there. Again, I gotta say, like, I'm really impressed with the texture on all of these. I feel like they've all had good mouthfeels.
Yeah. So this one does say the minimum of 2 years and minimum of 30 days with the barrel stays. I think, one, we find ryes don't have to be as old, so that's helping it. And then a finished 95.5 is just, yeah.
And what's the price point on this one?
Oh, good question. We could about do a flight, I think, of finished 95.5s now.
Yeah, I do like those.
Wait, is it the Hershey rye? Yes. A sherry-influenced, double-oaked, 105 proof workhorse straight rye whiskey. Well, I'll go ahead and read their notes. Featuring sweet-cooked vanilla, freshly prepared dough with traces of charred oak, marzipan sweetness, and classic spicy rye finish. This one also won some awards here, folks.
That sounds delicious.
Double gold last year at San Francisco. 93 points and 93 points at both the tasting panel and the Ultimate Experience Challenge.
When I get into, like, the finish, it might be a little hot. Again, going back to another sip, let me finish what I was going to say.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm going to let you finish, bud. Beyonce had the best album. That's what you do. Going back to another sip, I think that heat dies down a little bit. But when I talk about that kind of stuff, it's because I'm, like, trying to give them full feedback, right?
Sure.
I'm not trying to be like, here's all the good things that I like about this and none of the bad things, because thanks for the whiskey, which we do very much appreciate. But I do think that I should share as much about the experience as I can.
No, I feel you, but I was
But again,
honest.
You were.
When I was saying I feel like we have different
heat thresholds
today. Because this is hitting me just right. I'm really liking the Kentucky Hug. Now,
no, I just didn't want you to think that I'm always trying to hate on anything, for a reason, just to find something.
No, you save that for me. Kidding. Yeah, I would say I would also love to taste this if it were 4 years or and older. A minimum of 4. Obviously,
we don't know what it is.
Yeah, but
we know it's at least 2.
Price point, $35.
$35.
For 105 proof.
So far, I think this is
rye.
The best $35 value.
Yeah, this is the best value.
The 3 that are at that price point.
Yeah, and rye is also a more expensive grain to work with.
This is nice. For $35.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just saying.
And what was the cast strength again? 45? 40 something.
Cast strength was 45.
45.
Everything that we've tried has been 35, except the cast strength, which has been 45. So the small batch, California oak, this rye, 35, cast strength, 45.
And once again, I'm not advocating for things to be higher priced, and I'm not saying that things should be low price if there's no I don't know. I definitely think there's a price expectation and a quality expectation at certain levels. But what I do think that we've seen a lot in the last few years, however, I think it's starting to migrate, is we see a lot of craft distilleries come on the scene, and because they are small, yet they have large investments that they need to make back on, that we see them charge high prices for their products that are young because they have to, because they're they can't just afford to do nothing and sit for 6 years. So
Sure.
they're trying to figure out ways. I think I like seeing places like this come out with, yes, we are seeing a younger side of things, but we're also seeing prices that are reflective of that, We're not seeing, because I feel like in 2018, you could have come out with this bottle and you could have said it was $70, and people would have been like, that's craft prices for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And in no way am I saying I want to see that. I just think I like to see the industry heading in a direction where we're readjusting on that thought process.
Yeah.
I understand from a business standpoint why you have to do that, but I think finding ways to not have to do that
I
is
agree,
great.
and it's really tough when you've got people like Bardstown Bourbon Company, who came out with the Origin series at $45, $50 for 6-year age stated. 90. I always blank on the 96. I want to say
96 and 100
proof on
yeah.
the weeded that taste amazing.
Just super solid stuff.
And they started when we started in 2016. So yes, they're now a huge company, and a true craft can't compete with that. But I think what you do have to do is find some way to manipulate the whiskey, if it's sourced, to be your own. And these guys came up with a really good concept of literally breaking barrels and using those staves to flavor, younger whiskey to take the. I really haven't tasted a whole lot of youth here tonight. Maybe that 88 proof might have had the profile maybe of a young whiskey, but not in any grainy way.
Right.
Just not super complex. But also, I think that's just you proof down younger whiskey, and I think more of the flaws show.
I think that's the case, but
pretty cool what this business model that they've come up with
right.
the
And
staves.
True, if you want to break into the market also, and you want to try to beat things that, unfortunately, the big guys, they do it well, and I'm not saying that you should
Right.
only buy their products, but they do it well because they have the resources, and because they have the resources, they can do it at a better price. If you want, which consumers don't always see through all that stuff and care, they just see, hey, this bottle I know is good and it's $5, $10, $15, $20 less on the shelf. How does someone like this break in? Well, one, you play in their price range, but two, you bring your own thing to the mix, which is, again, their method of doing the oak bill along with the mash bill.
Yeah.
You break in that way, because a lot of people will argue you're probably never going to be able to do it better for as cheap as those big guys. So how do you do it different and also still good?
Now I'm actually wondering about the picks, if it's sort of a
Choose your own oak bill?
maker's mark type of situation, like 46, where you do different staves.
Because it's not a single barrel.
One of these was.
But it's not. The cask. I wonder if they either do it's a single barrel.
That's the luciferish.
But it's the same.
It's a single barrel.
It's the same oak staves, or it's the same oak bill every time on a single barrel, or if it's just their batched cask strength, like it's small batch at cask strength, and then you choose.
If I had to guess,
the
it's
staves.
probably like their standard mash bill. You get to choose the oak bill
That's kind of cool.
percentage of what oak bill. So like maker's mark.
That's pretty cool.
We going luciferish
Sure.
before we do our Mizunara, our maple.
Yes.
Yeah.
How am I gonna pour this? I'm gonna pour it in here. I ran out of glass, and I'm also almost out of water.
Yikes. So this one does say distilled in Indiana. I don't know if there's been a distillation on these others. Just a bottling. Oh, produced and bottled. Broken Barrel Whiskey Company, Lawrenceburg. Owensboro, Kentucky.
Same.
On that cask strength. This one says produced and bottled by distilled in Indiana, though. Yeah,
Okay.
So,
Okay.
36 a month. Oh, this one didn't
You
get
didn't get that one.
Didn't get this one.
Oh no, fail.
Fail.
Get out of this live stream. Kicked you out.
All right.
This one I think is unlike anything that I've tried before. Some of you guys will probably be thinking I've had an American single malt that's been finished with Amaro and French oak before, and it's no big deal. Like, what do you? I just don't think I've had anything like this before.
Yeah, I mean, we don't dive into a whole lot of
Look at that
single
color.
malts. So,
That's super dark.
yeah, 122.6 proof. 100% malted barley, 80% ex Amaro casks, and 20% French oak.
Well, let's be upfront. I don't know about the American single malts being. Are we the audience for it? I think that's what you have to ask yourself sometimes. Is
Yeah.
this made for me?
I
But
mean,
I'm going to pass judgment. No, I'm going to drink it and tell you my thoughts. It smells kind of funky for me.
well, yeah, it's oat
Forward.
oaty, right?
With like peach.
With
Okay,
the tropical.
Canned peach.
Yeah.
The liquid that's left over. Which I think is coming from the Amaro. What are you doing over there?
Just computery things.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that stuff.
Don't stress your brain, sir. It's computers.
Actually, I like that better than I thought I would.
Oh, yeah, nice little zip to it. A little dry,
Yeah,
but
and it goes more into that like oaty, grainy thing on the finish. I'm more receptive to it than I thought I was gonna be.
yeah, if you're looking for
I
something
thought
different.
I was gonna be like, nah, not for me. I still get that peachy. It's like peach syrup note on the palate. Not so syrupy, just the flavor.
Yeah, no H statement on this one, so we might be dealing with.
I mean,
Oh no, sorry. This is the one that
36.
does have the H statement. 36 months.
I think this is one of those ones that reminds me, like, if you like cigars, you might like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not what I usually drink. I can appreciate things about it, but I would say this one is not for me. What?
Odie, isn't that Garfield's dog?
Odie.
No, that's John's dog. John.
Oh, it's not Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein's
Son's
monster.
monster.
That's me, actually.
Yeah, Odie.
Odie.
Yeah. Normal. Garfield doesn't like normal. Garfield doesn't like Odie. John Arbuckle, by the way.
Okay. Chad knows a lot about Garfield. He also likes lasagna.
I do. I do.
We'll just dress you up as Garfield for. Oh, that's cute.
Jeez.
You can be Garfield and I can be Odie.
That means I get to kick you off of tables, because that's his move.
That's what you do already.
I do. I kick you off tables. I don't want to brag, but I've read just about every Garfield book, so no, I'm very well read.
Okay.
Plus, I like the pictures. Yeah, you know what? We were just kind of sitting here jawing, and I took a sip of this and chit-chatting. Jawing.
That's okay.
Shooting the breeze,
Go
and took a sip and was, I kind of forgot I was drinking American single malt. I was just drinking whiskey, which is a good, that's something to say. I wasn't like, hey, this isn't bourbon.
I will say with this brand, my impression from the first sip to when I get to the third sip, it does change. And then I'm sure there's going to be somebody in the comments that's like, well, it's because you just opened all these bottles, which might be true. I don't know. Maybe that's a fair point. Yeah. By the third sip, I'm like, well, maybe I said it's not for me too soon. I don't know. Like, what's the price? Do we know the price point on this one?
I didn't see.
I don't think we know the price point on this
PDF
one.
on this one.
It is higher proof than anything that we've had so far.
Yes.
So I would assume that it's also higher priced.
I forgot about that. It is 122.6, and it's pretty easy to drink.
I can kind of tell.
I can, third, fourth sip, feel it in the chest.
At least 115.
But Yeah, it's no. Yeah, to me, it's no harder to drink than the 115.
The cask strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's not as much spice.
Right.
So it's actually less hot all the
Mm-hmm.
way through on the finish.
Yeah.
Than the cask strength was without a couple drops of water.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I like the Amaro and the French oak together. I just don't know that I love it with the American single malt. Or maybe it's the 36 months. I don't know.
This kind
I
of
like it. I just don't love it. I can't see myself going out and purchasing a bottle of this.
Okay, I thought you were doing Alan Jackson there for a second.
I like it.
I love it, but I don't want some more of it.
But you know, I wonder how expensive this is because this might make a fun cocktail.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a spirit
Yeah,
for it. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like minimal ingredients added and old fashioned with a big cube.
For sure.
I would do that.
Shoot.
I'm sorry.
It's going. And it's flown away.
Well, you said Alan Jackson.
That was
and then
before
we were
Alan
talking.
Jackson.
Oh, it was before that?
I shouldn't have
Well, we
gone
were
on the
talking
Alan
about
Jackson.
the proof and how it doesn't drink as hot as 122. And then you were
Oh, I was going to say.
This is what we do.
What this reminds me of
What does it remind you of?
is oatmeal with cinnamon and honey,
Interesting.
which I've had many a times before because it's oaty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oatmeal. There is sort of a cinnamon in there and definitely a honey note on this,
okay.
which I'm liking.
I like that. You like it.
I like it.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep, although I probably should have burned a different glass.
Yeah, I
But
did.
it's too, okay, well, it's too
That's
late.
fine.
I have a feeling this maple one's just gonna take over.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that we'll get through it semi-quickly. I'm getting very tired. Very quickly. The day is hitting me. Maybe it's the 5 whiskeys that we've had, but
And we traveled. I mean, not that far, but we traveled.
we packed up the car. We brought all this gear that you
Yeah.
can't see it, but we brought it.
These lights,
These lights,
these cameras,
these actions.
These actions. So again, thank you, Swan.
Thank you,
For letting us
Swan.
borrow
He's just so generous.
This. It's 99 proof. We don't also have the price info on this guy either, but it is a maple Mizunara.
I just want to sip. I have a feeling it's going to be something that I only want a sip of. Well, I'm not usually into the flavored things.
Woo.
Again, know what's for you and what's not for you.
Also could be great in a cocktail. This one does say distilled in Indiana as well.
Okay, so again, straight American whiskey, at least 2 years old, finished with Mizunara and maple barrel staves.
Mm-hmm.
This one is 99 proof. This is a different mash bill. It's 86.5% corn, 7.5% malted barley, and 6% rye. The oak bill is 85 Mizunara, 15 quarter cask maple barrels. Only 15% of the maple barrels, and you get all maple on the nose.
My goodness. Interesting.
Very mapley.
Yeah. Also a flavor of oatmeal that I've had before on the nose.
I've had a lot worse maple things, actually. It just tastes like maple whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
But like it actually tastes like maple syrup. It does. It's more
This is a much
maple pecan. That's what it
more
tastes like.
palatable interpretation of maple in a whiskey.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I still am like,
I've had what was it, Crown Maple or something like
don't
that.
talk to me about that.
Knob Creek Maple. Yeah, this is of maple ones that I've had.
It actually tastes like real maple pecan.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that that's what I want to drink.
I think
You
you
know?
could put half an ounce, maybe even a quarter ounce of this into a cocktail with
I could
rye.
Bake. I could bake with this. Oh, that's interesting. Like just use a tiny bit of it with some rye. Oh.
And make an excellent cocktail. Might
With
have to
some-
experiment.
with
Swan,
some
we're keeping
black
this.
walnut bitters. No, we're not. We'll find some. I like that.
Yeah. And you
Okay,
know what?
I could see that as an ingredient. I think
As
it
an
would
ingredient.
do.
And also, sort of like the American single malt, it might be like an evening closer. Like, you've had your rye, you've had your bourbon. Your last drink of the night, you want to switch it up with an American single malt or, a maple, and you do a little half ounce of this,
Not
ounce
by
of this.
itself. I'm not.
I don't know. I'm kind of coming around to it.
You like it? I don't. I mean, I appreciate it. I just don't think I want it by itself.
It would have to be the right night.
Also, I feel like this is going to like hang out for a while. So I'm like, I don't know that I want to keep drinking more.
Again, this might sort of be if you're puffing on a cigar, because then you're going to have alternating, flavors there, and it might kind of be right. I don't know.
I mean, even with the 15% quarter cask maple barrels in the oak bill, it's very maple forward.
Yeah.
I mean, are there people who don't like maple syrup? I've never heard anyone say, I don't like maple syrup. You have people who are like, I don't like chocolate. I don't like strawberries. Like, I don't like whatever. I've never heard anyone be like, I hate maple syrup.
Right. Apparently, it's $50 for the Maple Miss.
Oh, okay.
Says Hot Toddy. And
It's
then
kind of expensive for a cocktail ingredient. No?
Well,
for one thing,
but
to go in the whole cocktail.
But if it's like your signature cocktail and you're making it for all your friends and you're
And you
only
only
doing
use
a
a little
quarter
bit-
of an ounce, that
Still,
bottle's going to
That's
stretch.
expensive.
I don't know, it's going to stretch though. And apparently the Alan Jackson this discussion
Oh, no.
has continued.
Me and my friend Dave, we're
the
working
chat.
on an Alan Jackson cover band. It's just called Alan Jackson's Jeans.
Alan Jackson's jeans.
They're so tight. Oh, an inside joke that he'll never see.
Alan Jackson's jeans has its own Wikipedia page.
Sad.
Okay, let us end by
Picking our favorite?
going through the whole lineup, and we're going to recommend or not the whole lot.
Okay.
So 88, 95. We'll just go proof order. So we got the rye here at 105, actually 99, 105, 115 cast strength, and the Luciferish 122.6. All right.
Oh, this reminds me of that rivulet stuff. Remember that?
Yes,
Maple
the pecan. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a pecan liqueur.
absolutely.
But what's the price on that?
Not $50 probably, but you also wouldn't drink that straight, and I feel like
True.
you could and would drink this straight. Okay.
Okay.
California Oak, is that what it's called? Yes.
I never did go back to that. Let me go back.
Mine is long gone. But I do feel like I kind of need it because I'm very maple right now.
Here. This is a pass for me. That note on the finish is still there. And I just can't put my finger on it, what exactly it is. But it leaves me doing that, and I don't love that.
Well, of the many of these are $35.
Oh, my favorite $35?
I would rank this last in the $35 category.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that 35 could be used better, especially on this 95 proof small
Better.
batch, which is also 35.
Best.
Agreed. This is the 115, the
Would buy.
cast strength.
Would buy.
No, this is the rye. But it's also 35.
Right, that's what I said.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Because this one's 45.
Would buy. Favorite at $35.
Agreed. I think the rye 105 proof is my favorite of the $35 bottles. Obviously followed by
The small batch.
The small batch. I think the small batch is great. Between the two, I would definitely go to the 95 small batch.
So here's my thing about the small batch.
You got any of that left over there?
Like the small batch, think it's great. We tried it. I said it was more balanced. I preferred it to this
yes.
one. But then I went and had the cast strength. And at first I was like, oh, this is a little bit hot on the finish for me. I don't know if that's going to be it. But when I added a few drops of water, it got back to all the things that I liked about the small batch. For $10 more, 35 to 45,
stretch it more?
you could get this bottle and then add water to your preference and then stretch it, make more liquid than what's in this bottle for
Or-
$10 more.
Drink it neat if that's what you're feeling.
That you have choices.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't get this. I'm just saying that I think for $10 more, you have the opportunity to stretch this a bit farther.
Yeah.
You're going to get your $10 back? I think you will.
So
I'm between,
Yeah.
these two are my purchase. I'll just go ahead and cut to the chase. These two are my purchase.
okay, those two are your purchase.
Yes.
I would purchase the 95 small batch. I feel like
If I couldn't find the cast strength, I would.
In a choice of $35, I would go to the rye, but I would still buy this guy.
I think this one is interesting. I'm glad to have tried it.
The
Luciferish.
Yeah.
Luciferish.
If
How
you
do
are
say-
a single malt American single malt drinker, I think you should definitely try it out. Because
Personally-
it might be right up your alley.
Personally, it's not in my preferred flavor profile, so I wouldn't be stocking my bar with it, but like Chad said, I think it's good if you already find yourself veering in that direction, give it a try.
Yeah.
I know you like this. I think it would be interesting. Until I try it with the cocktail, I can't recommend it.
Sure.
So for now, I'm going to pass on the maple Mizunara. Even though I do think is one of the better maple influenced whiskeys that we've had.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to use it, so I don't know that I can recommend it, especially at like $50. I can't just say, oh, throw it in a cocktail, but then like without having tried that. That's an expensive cocktail ingredient.
True. And also, drinker beware, I still have it on my palate. And I drank 2 other things after it and water. And it's still on the palate, so it's going to take a teeth brushing.
A teeth brushing.
But,
yeah,
for sure on the cask strength, for sure on the rye. Yes to the small batch. The Lucifer-ish, I would say if you have a friend who is...
Lucifer-ish or Luciferous?
Luciferous.
Okay.
Luciferish.
Luciferish.
It's Lucifer-ish. Luciferish. If you have an American single malt drinking friend, or if you are an American single malt drinker, I would say give it a shot because it was an interesting experience. But yeah, definitely here is where I'm at.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And the one that we didn't get because of a shipping error, not their fault, is the Americana, which is a different mash bill. 80% corn, 14% rye, and 6% malted barley, 100 proof. And that oak bill is 40% charred American oak, 40% toasted American oak, and 20% American apple brandy cask.
Oh.
So hopefully we will
Americana,
get to...
apple brandy.
Yeah,
it makes
apple
sense.
pie.
I get it.
Hopefully we'll get to try that one because it does sound really good.
Todd Cooper comments, Massachusetts. He's challenging your pronunciation.
Massachusetts.
You almost slipped, though.
But I didn't.
But you didn't. I heard it, though. I heard the stumble.
Is that spelled right?
No.
Hot toddy.
Well, I think he did it on purpose because of the purpose.
Porpoise. He did it on He did it on a porpoise.
On purpose, because of the bad pronunciation.
Sure.
Okay.
On your way out, everybody, if you could hit that thumbs up, we would appreciate it.
Oh, and don't forget.
It just helps the channel and all that jazz.
It does help us, and we like that. And if you're not subscribed, consider it. If you like, this isn't our normal background because, once again, we're at the SWEPSON Guest House in Louisville, Kentucky. Group stay options, short-term rental stay options for groups up to, I believe, 42. Links in the description, along with a lovely 10% discount code if you feel like, if you're making plans to book a trip and you book before April 30th, then you get that.
We're up here on the 3rd floor.
We're all the way at the top, tip top, in the loft.
Penthouse.
That's not what they call it, but close enough.
Yeah.
It's a guest house, Chad. It's a guest house.
Yes.
Anyways.
All right.
Bourbon Trail things. Places to stay.
Bourbon Trail things.
That's what we're always trying to find.
It's true.
Recommendations for you guys. So we keep working on it.
Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next Sunday. And until then, drink more bourbon.
Bye.
See y'all.